Welcome back to the Virgo Channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Rules can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So we do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see if they play it as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why your person is doing what they're doing, why you're attracting this person into your life. What's the whole spiritual significance, especially if it seems to never really get off the ground, right? Because people that have a lot of spiritual blocks, they have a lot of wounds, and when they don't heal themselves, well, hurt people hurt people. So being able to see your situation from a different perception not only allows you to avoid any negative karmic consequences, but allows you to shape your reality into the reality that you want to have instead of the reality that you're living. Because we all have that spiritual creative energy inside of us, known as the universe. Again, that universe is that divine energy. It's known as source, and it's the energy of unconditional love. All right. So that's what shadow readings are all about, helping you evolve back to your natural state of consciousness, which is unconditional love. We all go through experiences because we're all born into families and have ancestors that we inherit the karma from. So, we wouldn't even be aware of what those wounds were or what the karma was unless the experience actually manifested out. And it's because when we go through experiences that are traumatic, we detach, we disassociate from ourselves. So the energy isn't even suppressed over time, it's repressed energy. So we don't even know that that's the energy that we have. All right, so if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, you got to subscribe to the channel, you got to write the word of the video in your comment bar. Always the first card that I pull out. And if you forget it, it will be in the description box. I know I forget it a lot of times, and I have to rewind the video to just remember what the word of the video is. Also, know anything of any importance or relevance to the channel or anything that I do, it will be in the description box. Also want to say, if anyone's interested in healing the effects of trauma, definitely don't want to forget to sign up to be on my wait list for my big reveal. I've been working on something for quite some time. I launched it a few months ago, but then I pulled it because I wanted to tweak it more and actually change a few major things, and staffing mainly. And I, finally found the perfect staff and everything and added to it. So I'm really proud of it. I'm trying to tell you guys without telling you guys, because it's a big reveal. So if you're interested in healing the effects of trauma, definitely fill out the wait list, because every time I launch, I don't take a lot of people at a time, because you can't heal 100 people at a time by doing healing trauma, especially because people grow up in certain environments. They have formed certain behaviorisms, habits, that meaning they actually even have to recondition their nervous system a lot of times. So you can't work with 100 people at one time, to heal the effects of trauma. All right, I just wanted to put that out there. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. The word of the video is greedy. Well, right away, I feel like you're connected to someone that shut their feelings off a long time ago, and they found their success in making money. They found their success in business. That's their confidence, right? This is how they perceive themselves, is through their work, through how much money they have. And so I feel like this person, when it came down to it, I don't know I am feeling this, but I always get a little information before I do the actual reading, and then the cards back it all up. I'm feeling like you're connected to someone that was connected to somebody else, that they wound up staying in a situation over money, over a lot of money. It's like almost like if they divorced from this person, if they left this person, they would lose their legacy. They would lose their family legacy that of money. So it's, again, this person identifies themselves with money. Now I feel like they're also, it must have been connected to a loveless connection, or just not wanting to date. Again, inferiority. I feel like, again, this person tends to make people inferior, but you actually made them feel inferior. And that's the thing, because I feel like you made them tap into feelings that they haven't felt in a long time. They weren't looking to like be in a relationship. This person's also very easily manipulated through money. I feel like for whatever reason, there are people in their environment that are manipulating them. Again, through, how much money that they have. They know what buttons to push. And they know that you're disappointed. So it's almost like this person knows that you see them as being greedy. And they also know that you're disappointed. But I feel like this person isn't strong within themselves. They hide behind material. They hide behind their money. So this is the underlining energy, which means that I don't really feel like they're doing that much, but we'll see. And it doesn't mean that they won't change. Like, your money doesn't love you back. This is definitely a karmic mate, though. Again, they acted like they didn't care. And they have a very long road before they find out really what they want. And they need healing. It's almost like this person's never like really seriously contemplated being in a serious relationship. It doesn't mean that they haven't been in a relationship, but when they were in a relationship, I feel like they were a player, or they were there, but they weren't. There's a sense of them still not really knowing what they want. And that is what's confusing to them, and feeling like they have like a long way, or you feel like they have a long way to go too. It's like by what they showed you. And the reason why is because you always had one foot in, one foot out. You always felt like they were always looking for an exit plan. I don't really feel like I feel like they acted like they didn't care, because again, they had people in their life. That's what I feel. Because that's what you felt. You felt like, well, you're not giving me the attention. I feel like they like to be in connections where there was no emotional connection, but there was physical connection, and they had fun. They had camaraderie. So whether or not they hung out with someone, they got drunk with that person, or they went out and they had like a fun evening, but that's all that it would be. They like to tend to keep things very, very light. And I think with the connection with you, it's a deep connection. They can feel the connection. And so the person didn't really want to seem vulnerable. I feel like they didn't want to get attached. And also, if anything, they would have wanted you to get attached. Hey, Melissa, so understand what a person, they're non-committal, but they form attachments. It means that they want to come in and out of your life. They would have an attachment which they associate you almost with doing the job of their mother, but not really being in an emotional connection with them. That's what it would feel like over time, because this person is not taking the time to emotionally give. They would expect you to like play the part of a wife or a husband without, them doing any of the work, is what I'm trying to get at. And that's what attachment is. That this person needs to feel like they have that in order to be strong, but they're not honoring that when they're with it. They're not nurturing that when they're with it. It's almost like, think of a child that never had parents to love and nurture them. And now that child is a little bit older, even though they're a lot older, and they're still looking for that. They're just looking for that in a connection, which is what you would feel. You're like, you don't show up for yourself. And because they don't show up for themselves, they can't show up for you. So this is why I say they're on a lower vibration, and they would give you anxiety all the time because you're like, I don't know whether I can trust you. Because almost like your child, almost like giving responsibilities to your kid that you know that your kids, like, they tend to forget. They tend to, like, get caught up in whatever they're doing. Um, unless you scare the hell out of them, unless you're going to sit there and terrify them, then you're going to have a rotten relationship with them, but they'll remember. And so, there's that sense where it's almost like dealing with that energy, because they would be rebellious. That's the thing. It ruins intimacy when you have to sit there and, like, get into your masculine energy all the time, even if you're a man, to sit there and bark orders at the person all the time. It ruins it. It gives anxiety. You don't show up for me, but you're expecting me to show up for you. It becomes a one-sided energy where, again, they're expecting you to become, like, dutiful. I think that this person has a lot of outdated perceptions of what a relationship is. Almost like they dated someone that was like that with them at one time, so they think that their relationships are supposed to be like that, but that's not what a real relationship is. It's a one-sided relationship where you feel like the relationship is all about illusions, that this person will, like, make it look like they're with you, maybe to the outside, but then they're not really giving you what you need. And they're creating a lot of illusions of why they can't do why they can't show up for you. Like, oh, I have to work late. Oh, I have to do this, like making excuses just to avoid having to do it, is what I'm saying. Because it's not even because they don't have feelings for you. It's they don't want that title. They don't want to be restricted. That's the energy there. They get anxiety over it. How you get anxiety, like you don't trust this person gets anxiety, like you're trying to control me. You're going to control me. You're going to take my life. And that's because they dated someone very toxic in the past, because they're the ones that form attachments. So you're not going to get a healthy person ever. Now you might say, well, I was more healthy than that. You might be more healthy than that, but still emotionally needy if you're connected to that, or gave too much of it. You are imbalanced regardless, and there's never, the spirit doesn't look at a little or a lot. You're either imbalanced or you're not. And so I feel like this person just normally gets what they want. They form attachments. They know how to do it, emotionally connect, but then, but more like on a psychic level, like how an empath, but a narcissist can utilize those, feelings and say, well, you need this, 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 and this. And instead of giving you those things, I'm going to starve those things. I'm going to take away those things even more. And it's all, again, it's all about forming attachments. Attachments is like a need. It's not hey, Selena, it's not about love. This person may identify it with love, but it's not love. It's coming from a place of lack. It's coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of dominance. It's coming from a place of control. And it would make you really tired and really, like, confused. Like, I don't really know what's going on in my relationship. I don't really know, like, because they're not really making you feel safe. And that's the thing. And it's not because of you, but it'll make you feel as if it's because of you. When it's like, no, this person just has blockages. blockages of, again, where they need to forgive. So that a lot of times those blockages just happen from inner child wounds that continue to play out as karmic themes within our relationships. So again, this person has learned to form these, ways to survive within a relationship, which is I like to form attachments. I don't really like to let people in. I create illusions. I want a person to act really dutiful to my needs. I have outdated thinking. I make the person with me have a lot of anxiety, and they're always kind of stuck in a place of disappointment because I feel a lack within myself. So no matter how much I get, it's not enough. So I tend to overtake, overgive, and be excessive in all that there is what your person is soul would be saying, and would be like, including greedy within money. It's again because it's a second chakra imbalance as this person feels small. So they don't really understand that money has no energy. Stuff doesn't bring you happiness. Yeah, you can create the illusion, which this person does, and saying, this is who I am. And that makes them feel good. It allows them to stay in their ego, but they don't feel strong within themselves. They need to forgive. It means that they need to also forgive themselves. They don't really understand like why things have continued to play out, but I'll tell you why. It's all because of the fact that attachments means that you're fearful, creating illusions, beliefs that you don't really believe that the person can love you for who you are. So your actions and your behavior isn't unconsciously going to be like that, which is why you can need to have an attachment, because you're too afraid that the person's going to abandon. They are rather, and so they never really commit. They always have an exit plan, and that's what it's like being in a connection with this person. But it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings, and that's the crazy thing. Psychological reversals are that I have feelings, but I get in my own way. Now, it doesn't mean that you should say, oh, well, then I'm going to be with this person. No, until they integrate the spiritual lesson and heal, you still wouldn't be able to. But the whole point is to be able to see your situation from a different perception, to help you heal. And that's really what it is. Again, I feel like you to use your voice, which I feel like you had to, but that might not be the easiest thing to do when you're dealing with people. Again, calling this person out on their self-image, and also ruining the self-image that this person had of you, because spiritual relationships always seem to be like, oh, it's going to be so perfect. It's always going to be about so much romance and love. Because, yeah, it is, but not that you're a carpet, or like a carpet that you can walk all over. Like, it's like, that's the thing. This person is having to learn to love you for who you are, even though they don't like certain things, because they can't control love. And that's another thing. So spirit is still utilizing this connection to teach, to learn, regardless of whether or not you're going to be with this person. So never think that the relationship is insignificant. There is a reason why there's a spiritual connection of love. And that's the universe saying, well, I want you to learn. And also, this person would never even look and say, I have a long road to go. They think that before they would act like they were perfect. Anyone needed to change, it was you. Again, where now this person is seeing, it's like that you're not going to put up with it. You're not someone that's going to sit in a place of victimhood, but whatever they gave out, that they're the ones that are going to be the ones that are there, because at the end of the day, all they have is their money. They don't have, and their material stuff. They don't have the relationship. Now, sometimes a person goes through a divorce, and they go through a really bad breakup, and they're like, I don't want to give to anybody. That's a second chakra imbalance, where they're like going to control it, where in the beginning, the person had no boundaries and was like, I'm going to give you everything. So they went from one extreme to another. And it becomes very like imbalanced because of that. Where this person, again, it shows they have a very excessive behavior. So again, they could like to run around and cheat with a lot of people. They could like to like go out and drink at the bar all night long. They could wind up eating you out of house and home. Anything that's also going to help them escape, because what we see here is a person that needs healing really wasn't looking at healing. Remember, the universe will always bring people and make a situation play out that the person has to look at themselves. And so again, the eating disorder is that is like that. I just believe that this person tends to be excessive. So no matter what it is, it's like we may not consider it an eating disorder, but if someone binges at nighttime all night long and they didn't eat anything all day long, it's a they're utilizing food in a way that is like either punishment or like suppression, and that's what an eating disorder is. It's a way to control when you can't control anything else in your life. And that's why this person would be a little bit like I said, I don't want to say dangerous because that's like dangerous, but it's like you'd have to have very strong boundaries because this person would have dominant energy. And they know that you're not coming back to them. They're like getting impatient of this separation. It's like they know that they still have this connection to you. It's almost like I'm going to talk to you soon, eventually. I feel like this person knew that you were waiting for an apology. They never came back with the apology. And now, like as time goes by, like they're like, maybe you're not going to come back, which of course it would lead to that because this person has a lot of trauma. And that's really why everything's playing out the way that it is. It's like their trauma creates impulsiveness. So, I feel like they didn't want to commit to you because, hey, like I can be impulsive and run around with a lot of different people. I don't have to be held accountable for anything. I don't want to have to grow up. I don't want to have to do anything. And of course, when you say something to me, I don't really want to change. So I just project. It's like, and I project because I want you in my life still. I just don't want to change, and that's who this person is. And, so what they do is they avoid you because they don't want to like deal with the criticism. I feel like that triggers them back to their childhood wounds. And it's all about you being like, I see it as betrayal. You may not see it as betrayal because you're not like deliberately stabbing me in the back, but it's like, you're playing games. You're toying with me. It's like you're not being authentic. It's like you're not making me feel safe. It's like, and you always keep me in a place of like not allowing me to be comfortable, like I said. And then I say something to you, and you project. And like it's that what we see here is them like eating a lot, doing drugs, drinking a lot, partying a lot, like excessive behavior to avoid really the connection. Because I feel like they chose money over you. And that could have just been like, there was nobody else. This person might have just been working all the time and chose work over you and didn't feed the connection at all. They were like, you know what? I don't trust relationships. This is what I'm going to be. But understand that happens usually when a person loses a lot from a relationship. So they're getting impatient. So let's see what and if they're going to do anything, or if we can get a little bit more insight on this. See, and this is what it's like when the universe continues to like make the person finally awaken. It's like, it's not like a person automatically awakens. They're forced to look at their behavior. they're forced to like have to come back. They have to be uncomfortable. They have to have anxiety, like, oh my God, like I'm impatient, because they have to fix it. They have to look and see how they played around. Like this person like is soul searching. That's really what it is. They're doing a lot of reflection work, like they're doing like shadow work. It's like, I don't know whether or not they know that it's shadow work, but they're looking at their life and they're trying to figure out really what they want in their life. And this person is like, again, knows that you're gonna like give it to them the harsh truth, the harsh truth and the opposition. Like, you're gonna tell them exactly like what it is. And I feel like this person just doesn't want to be told, just doesn't want to see you talk to them that way, doesn't want to like talk about the past, doesn't want to, like, they almost want to pretend that the past didn't happen and then just come into this connection and be like, all right, like, let's pick it up. Where it's like, no, it's like this person took a long time. It was never the right time for them to come in and fix it, they're going to say. But I think that, believe it or not, there's divine timing in this, because I think that this person at one time was like, I'm never going to come back. I don't really care, because it was so stuck in their ego, and in a place of, I don't want to give to anybody. I don't want to give to anybody. I don't trust anybody. I feel like they lost a lot. They didn't want to be vulnerable. They didn't want to share with anyone what they've been through. They kind of just wanted to isolate. They weren't looking to connect with anyone when they met you. If anything, I think it helped them to, uh, you know, have to look at their trauma, brought them back to their trauma, and this whole situation has made this person dive deep, do the reflection work, do the mirror work, do the soul work, to heal themselves, because they don't create good relationships. So this is a soul relationship, but what you see is a lot of work being done separate right now, and that's because this person just makes everything too complicated. And this person doubts that they can be loved. They create too much confusion within the relationship because they have blocks around love. So they just keep getting in their own way. There's someone that self sabotages the connection over and over and over again, because they're not going to be emotionally intelligent. They're not going to be emotionally vulnerable. They're going to give very little. They're going to be living like through their wounds. So they're always going to be seen as misunderstandings. Like it doesn't need to be as complicated or confusing, but this is what spiritual blocks are. Is that the person believes, I'm not really deserving of love. I don't really believe I can have love. I don't believe that I can have it. They have anxiety around it. So they learn to live by not, living like with that. What they saw is, I get what I need because I have money. So if I go into a bar or a club or meet somebody, I flash my money and I really don't have to do anything. It's like, because the person wants to be with me, they haven't taken the time to get to know me. So I don't feel bad, because they see the money, they assume that I'm going to be with them and they're going to get my money. This is how like primal this person thinks. It's again all about survival, about root chakra and balance. And so, which is trust, which they don't trust anybody. But meanwhile, they were the ones that usually create that dynamic of why you don't trust them. But this is what it is. It's like they're in a place of, oh, I'm afraid, you know but it's like what you see is all red flags. Like you said, they want to be in a connection to you, but they don't really want to like relinquish control. And so it's easier for them to hide behind their money. It's easy for them to have connections with people that don't really want to go deep, that just might want to be with them for their money so they can take them out to a nice dinner, take them out here, but there's no strings attached. There is nothing. So it's almost like instead of going to the store and putting down money and then getting like food or whatever you went to the store for, you're getting sex. It's like, it's not a prostitution because it's like the person is actually like, oh, I met you, I talked to you, but it's like a one and done. Maybe if you're lucky too, but no emotional connection. And it's just so that they can hold on to their money. They don't have to share, they don't have to open up their heart, that they can like just live from a lower energy. This is what they wanted to do. And you saw their red flags. You know, like it's shady behavior. Like you always felt like this person was shady, and that they were not really available, that they had major blocks. You're like this, they're like off to love, like it's blocked off to love because they have blocks. So that's what you always felt. And I feel like that's really what they're actually saying too. Like this person knows that you would want to like eventually take it to the next level like everybody else, because you feel like home, they feel like home. Understand that there is a spiritual connection. This person is very aware of it. It's just, it doesn't make them feel all fuzzy and nice. What it does is it triggers this person because they have blocks. And again, there's red flags everywhere, which means that you would not like it. You would ask for them to change. Will this person change? Like, which I'm not saying that I don't think a person just changes overnight. Make that known. You can help them change by you changing how you deal with them, how much you give them. And like, that's the only way that you can change. And a lot of times people change because they don't get the opportunity. They miss out on an opportunity that would have been perfect for them, but they were greedy. They were again focused on the wrong thing, and they have to learn the experience. So let's see. Abundant, generous with love, emotions flow freely. Yeah, like see, that's the thing. It's like you act like you're abundant, and the thing is that they do see it you as someone that would be generous with your love and your emotions, something that this person is not, and that you have a lot to give. They also feel like they have a lot to give, but I do not feel like they would give emotionally. Now, loses touch with reality, changes their mind often, dreaming and unreliable, and that's the thing. So one time it's like they would think that you were the best thing since sliced bread, and like this connection was great. And other times, like maybe you would feel like they didn't really care, that they were checked out, because they're detached, disassociated. They don't really have relationships, and I think that that's why it's easy for them to betray, and that's why it's easy for them to be impulsive, because they're not really committed. So it's not like they don't have the feelings. They just want to be able to come in and out of your life and do what they want to do when they want to do it. Which is like, which is fine. No one's saying that they shouldn't be able to do that. But if you're looking at the relationship, like spending time with a relationship is a chore, then maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. And I think that that's how you feel. You're like, you act like it's a big deal to like spend time. And it's like where your needs, like your emotional needs above all else, all has fragile emotions. So again, it's like this person like brings out that you have wounds, and the fact that you were never able to be vulnerable, feel safe. You want to be with someone that makes you feel safe. You want to be with someone that makes you feel protected. and loved and guided, and that's not with somebody that's so inconsistent. And that's what I see. This is the energy. It's like I want you, but I want it on my terms, which it's like it's disrespectful. And they don't see it like that. And so then it's like this person will make promises. It's not like they won't make those promises because they do have feelings. It's just like they don't stick to them. And then if they do, you feel like it's a karmic contract. And you're always feeling like there's unnecessary challenges. And there is, because this person needs to control everything. And so, and they don't want you to. Yeah, like you want them to like be ready to unlock, like to show you how they feel. Like you want them to be transparent. You want to feel like you're emotionally connected to this person. And that's really what it is. It's like this person will eventually slowly open up. It's not like they won't. It's just not going to be overnight. It's like don't push and listen well if you want this person. It's like it's like because understand they're closed off. They want to tell you, they will eventually do it too. And I feel like depending on how you react. So if this person opens up and says, you know, like intimate connections really scare me, and you say, well, what the hell? You've been wasting my time for the past, it's going to obviously not go well. But if you listen to this person and maybe not even respond, say, okay, thank you for sharing with me, and just leave it because you don't really know what to say. I think, but you don't react. You let this person have their unfoldment process. And it's all about trust and control. Like, well, this is what we see all through this relationship. It's almost like this person, like, I have feelings, but you're not going to control the relationship. But they're controlling the relationship to the point that they're sabotaging the relationship because the focus is on, I'm going to lose my identity. It's on like a negative thing. So they're only going to manifest negative, and they don't realize it because everything that they're doing is from that place of consciousness. So you would actually want to call them out on the way that they deal with things. And what spirit is saying is like you won't get what you want. It's like you would have to again let this person have their unique unfoldment process. They have intimacy issues, trust issues. And trust just begins with being able to be honest. Again, and that's taught a lot of times in childhood where we have a dominant parent and it's just like we're taught to lie. And then we get into relationships and we're taught to lie. That's this person. It's again that you see that they have a lot of lower energies. Doesn't mean that they don't have feelings, though. They do have feelings. But you can see how those feelings get very distorted when they're looking through the wounds. Tempted, hard to resist others, mostly about the passion, secrets, desire, and lure. So again, I think that would be something that you would be afraid of. Like, what are you gonna like? Are you gonna be a cheater? Like, because this person has been, and the fact that this person is not going to give you enough love and attention or caring. It's like they'll give you passion. That's not the issue. It's the emotional connection. And if you don't get emotionally what you need, you're not going to open up to this person sexually as much. And that would affect this person's relationship. And I feel like that's something that continues to happen with this person. They start off in good relationships, but over time, the relationship like gets really toxic. And it gets toxic because again, the focus is on that passion. When meanwhile, this person has a lot of spiritual blocks, and it's like, and mainly their own emotions are what's like. We see like look at key in a lock. Like, I mean, it can't. It's like literally locked. It's like shows how they feel. Again, they need to like be ready to be vulnerable. They need to be like an open book, and they're not. And really, Spirit says, not for you, not available, major blocks. It's like, but you see, it's a lock. It's like, I'm not going to let anybody in. And then you're like, well, them not being vulnerable doesn't allow you to be vulnerable too. Know that. Is where the challenge is, again, them opening up. So can they do it? Yeah, they can do it. But you would have to, again, be patient and know that there would always be this in the background. Like, are you going to be a cheater? Are you going to, because of the way that they handle it? Remember, there's a part of this person that has outdated ways of thinking. They don't think that they really need to change. They tend to be really in their ego. So all of it. So divine timing, it says it again. It's almost like the universe is bringing together. And again, when spirit brings you together, again, it's going to be more balanced. It's going to be more balanced. It's going to be more open. Does that mean you need to be with this person? No. What it means is that the universe is giving that you an opportunity. Do you want to be with this person? It's like, because they're going to come back, and they're going to come back a little bit different. But I feel like there's a part of you that's like, I don't really care. Like, it's like, because they didn't do enough work on themselves. We have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? You're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. Why would you attract somebody like this into your life? It's like, what are you supposed to learn? Shame, card number 1. Physical touch, card 2. Sing, 3. Imagination, 4. Outdoors and nature, 5. Abuse, 6. Well, as soon as I saw shame, we knew that there was abuse. And then physical touch. Physical touch is emotional safety, feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling more connected to the earth. I feel like you didn't. Yeah, you have a gift of imagination, intuition, the spiritual realm. You're connected to the spiritual realm, but your inner child cards are, it's like you grew up in an environment that was abusive. It's like, and that made you feel like you didn't get the emotional support that you needed. And children need that. It's all because of an experience that had transpired that you felt like shamed in. And that's bad, that you're bad, and that you believe that you were bad. So a lack of connection to the physical world, the physical body, and the physical elements of the physical world. So I feel like you do have gifts, and the gifts are, again, the imagination from growing up in trauma. But I feel like this person brought you back to relive a little bit of those experiences. Being, you might say, why would spirit want me to relive those experiences? Because you didn't integrate the spiritual lesson. You didn't reparent them. So, and part of that would be like, if you have abuse and you're still connecting people into your life that are like emotionally void, they're not giving you anything, that means you're not giving yourself enough. It means that there's still these karmic programs of shame that are playing out, even if you're not thinking about them. Is that the experience made such an imprint onto you that you felt like you were bad. So you have to scan your life, and you have to say, where am I not happy in my life? It could be your finances. It could be your personal relationships. It could be anywhere. Scan it. And if it's one that continually puts you in a place of like feeling rejected, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling again that it's pushing you into a place of shame. And that's really what would need to be integrated, because you're not your shame. You have to use your imagination to create, and that happens through being more connected to the physical world, being interactive in your life, being more interactive in your body, and being present while you're in your body so that you can see the divine not just work through you, but through your environment to make a way where there is no way just for you. That's what gives you support. You have to recreate support because there was no support. There was no, there was abuse. That meant there was no support. No one was cheering you on. No one was encouraging you. So you want to create the environment, and and it doesn't mean that you're going to run out and meet 1,000 people that emotionally give to you. However, you will meet a lot of people that emotionally give to you if you're again on your path and you're giving yourself what you need emotionally. Then you're in a place of balance. And so you're able to then utilize your imagination because you're not so close up to the picture. Your intuition is going and you find your voice, but you have to get more connected to the physical body. So I feel like Spirit says, due to like whatever you went through, you might have had a lot of spiritual gifts, but you didn't know who you were in the physical realm. You're like, I'm still not like trying to figure it out. So it's like needing to still heal this energy, which you do with fire energy. So there is a lot of love, there is a lot of passion. Understand that. This person wouldn't be in your life. We're going to pull just 3 from this deck to see if we can go even deeper. Okay, like we are coming into union 1111. This is like a divine connection, which is what I figured because it kept saying divine timing, divine timing, divine timing. I want to hold you in my arms and feel our bodies unite as one. Well, obviously the person wouldn't come back at all. And my heart is with another right now. I have to finish this karmic contract in order to be free. So again, remember, I said in the beginning, this person might be greedy because they were still in a connection with somebody else and they would have to like walk away from that. So I believe for some, it's that, but not everybody. And I think that for some, this person is just doing healing work right now. And they're like, their heart is opening and their heart is like eventually going to guide them back to you. It's like, it's just a very slow process. So whether or not they're in a karmic contract with someone and they're going to make their way back to you, or they're actually like in like healing and really transcending those wounds, and Spirit is helping them guide themselves back to you. The universe brought us together for a reason. So again, this person believes that it's like, you're supposed to be in my life. It doesn't logically make sense, but they can't walk away and they just feel like in divine time. And I feel like, yeah, and you needed to, again, heal your own wounds. You had to, again, embody, reparent yourself. And reparent yourself by making sure that when this person comes back into your life, if this is the person you want to be with, that they're not the only person in your life, that you have to continue to give, of yourself and find yourself in order to emotionally get what you need. Because this person's not all of a sudden going to become like so emotionally intelligent that they know how to treat you, just so that you know that. People tend to say, well, now that you're getting someone, they're going to be completely different. It doesn't work that way. What happens is that they like you, so they're willing to open up and learn a new way. But you're the person that's teaching them. It's like, and believe me, they wouldn't do it. Their ego is big. They don't want to listen to or be different, but love makes us be different. It makes us have more of an open heart. So that's why, like, you're getting someone that's open to changing, and like you said, has that connection to you, so they're willing to do it, because it, and ironically, it grows intimacy, and it helps heal trust, and so it does help transmute those very heavy negative energies. So there's a reason why this is playing out, but you have free will to choose. I feel like there's a part of you that I feel like there's parts of you that it's like, I'm not going to give in to fear. If I love this person, I'm still going to give this person a chance. And if it's a divine connection, you'll find that you're not gonna waver. You are gonna be there for this person because you have feelings. Yeah, like it's like this person's in a place of healing, but they keep saying, I'm in a place of healing, but I'm on my way back to you. So I think pretty much like what soul relationships are. Soul relationships give us the opportunity at any given point to step it up into the best version of ourselves. And most of the time, we don't do that. Most of the time, people don't do that. People like cop out. A lot of times in these stories, people cop out, that they don't do it. So the fact that this person is actually doing it, it might be like it's too good to be true, where Spirit says it's not too good to be true. It's you have to hold the standard. Remember, it's that this person is coming back. It's like because they have feeling, but they're not going to be perfect. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you should take this person back. I was saying for those that are really like, no, this is my twin flame and I really need to like be in this connection, or you better be in this connection and avoid like all the negative karmic consequences that can go with it, because this person isn't 100% healed. They're open to healing. And Spirit says it's all about you. Allow your own like spiritual sovereignty to reign in you. The love that you have for yourself invites harmony to settle within your being. Listen to, honor, and strive to fulfill the needs of your own soul. So what Spirit is even saying is, I wouldn't even be with this person, regardless of what they feel. Regardless. But if it's a twin flame like relationship, you have free will to obviously choose. But I feel like you'd feel like you would have to like almost be like a parent to this person, teach them. And you would get a little bit tired of, I have to tell them what to do all the time. It would make you feel like you don't know what to do. And if the person's not 100% present, they're not really paying attention to it over time. So Spirit says, take care of yourself. When you take care of yourself and love yourself and you live true, this person might not even stay in your life, because you'll be raising your vibration. What you'll want is more, and then if you're really interactive in your life, you're going to meet people that give you a lot more, is what Spirit's saying. It's like, don't sandwich yourself into like, well, we have this connection. Yeah, it's a past life connection. They came into your life to teach you. They came into your life to show you. And there is love there. Obviously, who the hell would stick around to learn, right? No one would. But this person doesn't want to 100% do what they need to do on their own. You'd have to be like a babysitter. And the whole point is that you have to release control. And this person needs to release control. But how can you release control with someone that you don't trust? So it's almost like that's what the issue is. It's like because of how this person was before. Because control means that you don't believe that you can have it. Control means that you're coming from a fear, and you can't manifest something that's of love from fear. It's that's the issue. It's where this person, like, it's all about you living authentically and boldly, unafraid to be yourself. Where, again, this person has ideas of how you should be. Yes, they miss you. Yes, they'll compromise. But why does everything have to be a fight? Why does have a spirit saying it's if you want to know the best route for you, that's the best route. Be by yourself. Release control. Surrender. Surrender. Know that the universe is going to bring you someone better. And live authentically. Live from your true sense of self, your higher self, the God part of self, that love part of self, so that you can attract that type of energy back into your life instead of this person that, yeah, there's a familiar love, but it's almost like it's due to that past life karmic shit. I feel like the more time that you would be in a relationship with this person, you wouldn't be happy because they don't show up for themselves. They don't know what to do. You'd feel like you're the parent. You have every single hat except for the hat that you want, which is I just want to be like married and to build that type of a relationship. It's like instead you gotta like be this person's parent. You gotta do all these things, and then it, like I said, it ruins the intimacy. It ruins the trust because you're like, well, you're not showing up for me. You're not showing up for yourself. Now I'm paranoid. It's like I said, it's like you can have it, but that's what it's gonna look like. So again, I'm gonna leave that there. I'll talk to you guys soon. You let me know how you resonated with this one, Virgo, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.